Hey everyone, welcome to Be Strong Be You. My name is Tanisha and I have alopecia areata totalis. Alopecia is an autoimmune disease that attacks the hair follicles, and totalis meaning hair loss of the scalp. So thank you so much for everyone tuning into my blog. And before I get started, I'd like to say welcome to supporters from Slovakia and Bangladesh. Supporters and alopecians, welcome to the blog. Second, I would like to say thank you so much to everyone for your support in last week's post, mustering up the strength to tell my mom. I know I say this at every post, but it's like the more difficult I think it is to get through the post, and the more difficult it is for me. You all come through and you send messages, you call, you text, you comment, and I appreciate all of that. That was very difficult, and I made it, and I'm just going to be able to keep moving forward. So thank you again to all of you. Last, it is September 1. September is Alopecia Areata Awareness Month. So this month we're going to be doing a few things on the blog, and I'm going to be showing you those pictures from my photo shoot I did with my sisters, and I'm going to post one as my feature picture this week. Also, don't forget to wear blue, because blue is the color for Alopecia Areata Awareness. So it would be really cool for everyone to take a picture of them one day during the month wearing blue and send it to me, and I would love to post it to my blog or collect them and have them as something at the end of the month to say thank you and to show all of you that support Alopecia Areata Awareness. As you know, there is no cure for alopecia, so those of us who experience it, for me, it's just a diagnosis. For others who may experience it as a part of another medical issue, such as cancer or leukemia or lupus, things of that nature, we all go through it in our own way, and it's a traumatic experience regardless of why you are experiencing alopecia. So I would love to no more than to have pictures of you all, and I will put my email in the link of the post so you can upload pictures of you wearing blue to support alopecia areata and also support everyone going through it. So please do that. As this month goes on, because I'm always trying to learn more about me. So as this month goes on, one thing that I have found very hard for me to do in this journey of no hair is to continue loving myself in my beauty, natural state. So I will be taking a picture of myself every day of September. The problem is I don't like to look in the mirror. I don't think I look beautiful. Yes, I feel like I have pretty features. You guys always talk about my smile, my eyes, my dimple, but like I just am still getting used to no hair here. It's so hard sometimes. So I am going to make an oath to myself that I am going to take a picture every day and just force myself. And it doesn't even have to be posted. I just want to do it. And maybe at the end of the month, we'll see what kind of pictures I took. I can take a picture with anybody else in the picture, but just me by myself, it's very difficult to do, and it happens far and in between. So that's a goal I'm going to set for myself this month. So in the spirit of Alopecia Areata Awareness Month, say that 3 times fast, I'm going to wrap up middle school and my hair and where I was in my the stages of my hair. So when I was in 7th grade, my hair grew back, but it was just like a mohawk. but it wasn't as full as the first time. And I was really excited when my hair grew back because I thought, my hair's coming back. You know, it had already fallen out once, and then it didn't grow back as full. Still no hair on the sides, and I was disappointed. Of course, I was going through all the abuse, and I just remember there being one patch, like literally, like right here, like one patch of hair. And we didn't know what to do with it, and we actually we lived in a small town, and we drove to Kansas City, Missouri to meet with this beautician that's actually really had specialized in hair growth. And of course I was wearing a wig at that point, and she took my wig off to look, and I just had this little patch. I mean, I was just really trying to hold on to it. And she said, there's like literally nothing I can do with that. And I remember sitting in the chair. I remember my mom and a few of people that were our close family friends with us who had taken us down there. And she told me, you know, gave me this cream, try this, but essentially like there was nothing she could do for me that day. So we left that place, and I was wearing a wig still. And this kind of began my introduction to non-braided wigs. So eventually I remember there being some clippers involved and that little patch was just buzzed right off my head, and then I was in a bald state again, and I was just wearing wigs. So then the picture last week was the last braided wig I had in middle school. In high school, I really just, self-esteem was gone. I would do so much to make my hair seem real. I remember getting up on Sunday mornings before church and like literally and it was human hair. My mom started buying human haired wigs, and I thought that was amazing because I could actually curl my hair. I could do little styles. I was always like trying to flip up the ends, you know, like that little flyaway 70s style. I used to try to put perm rods in it and make it like the curls to be like a little afro puff. And I got really good at it. I mean, I got super good at it. But it just, the fear of knowing that my hair could be taken off my head at any moment really never went away. So I was in the pageant my 9th grade year, my freshman year, towards the end of the year, and I was actually really surprised that I was able to be in it. And I'm really still looking for this picture. And I remember wearing this green sparkly dress, and my mom had bought a wig and had actually did it in an updo. And it had like the French roll and like a bang. I had just got my braces out when I was in my freshman year. I got my braces removed from my teeth, and I looked at that picture when I got them back, and I, for the first time in a long time, felt beautiful. And I can see these pictures in my mind, but I don't have it. But I remember feeling like a woman, and no one could tell me nothing. I mean, I remember making it in the top 5 of that pageant that night, and it was just kind of like, okay, you know, maybe I am pretty. Maybe I can feel good about myself. And so I just wanted to share that because that was one moment where there are moments when I feel beautiful, and I want that moment now without hair on my head. And you know, sometimes it just really takes one good outfit and one nice pair of heels, and you just feel like can't nobody tell you nothing. and I have those moments, and you know, I have those moments when I dress up for work, and I'm just like, man, I am doing it. So I want to share that. Moving into high school though, my goodness, I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this. Next week I'm going to post this picture of when we started getting into making our own wigs, which consisted of like literally taking the hair track and gluing it to my scalp, which typically that is what you do when you're adding weave into your head. Before we started sewing it in, you would just glue the tracks to your hair. And I remember my whole head being just full of those tracks. And unfortunately, in the summertime, when it was super hot and my head was sweating, it didn't go over well. But I don't know what was wrong with us. My head was full of sores and it was bleeding and it was getting infected. And every time one went out, I would just put another track over it. And it really wasn't healthy, but it was what I was getting used to. And eventually, you know, I would wear wigs from time to time. And eventually I just couldn't take it anymore because of the pain and the blistering and the sores. And so I just kind of went back to wearing wigs. So that was my hair wearing time during my high school days. And as things come up in my story about my hair, the embarrassing moments, the things people did to me, I will share those throughout my story. To present day, we could talk about my job. So I work at an elementary school, and I work with kindergarten, first grade, and second graders. And during lunch, I always do lunch duty. I'm always walking around the hall. I always have them come to my room to work with me, or I go into the classrooms. And they were like, "Miss Dancel, where's your hair?" And I will say that I expected questions. I mean, I expect questions from grown-ups, so it wasn't a problem. But it is kind of refreshing to look at them as 5- and 6-year-olds and tell them my story in their terms. You know, like when I was your age, I got really sick, and they're like, "What? What happened to you?" And I said, "I got really sick and my hair fell out." And I said, but, you know, and sometimes I think maybe they'll think it'll happen to them because they are the same age. And then I'll say, "But your hair is so beautiful." And they're like, "Yeah, we wish you had hair like us." And one of them even said, "Well, when your hair was there, what did it look like?" And people ask me that all the time. And I tell them what I think of it, but I can't tell you that right now because I'd be giving up some of my story. So that has been really fun and to experience, and even parents have asked me, but I did put it on the website of where I work, and my picture actually is me in the natural state. So that is cool. Parents respond to me regardless, and that does feel really good. So that I just want to share that. So as the month goes on, my post for Alopecia Areata Awareness Month, that is really just a tongue twister. My sisters are going to be in it, and what I'm going to spend the month doing is my posts are going to be including those people that and their perception of me and alopecia. And I will be giving my perception of the times I thought I was tricking people. And I wasn't tricking anybody. I mean, for the most part, people who grew up with me knew I had it. And I want to get their perspective, which I've never asked them about. When did they know I had alopecia and what did they think? And honestly, so if you would really like to be a part of that, I would really love if you emailed that to me. And I could also read that, because that would be pretty cool. And because the thing is I was so wrapped up in trying to make myself look normal that if I really took the time to realize that nobody really cared, I would have done this much sooner. And the people who do care, like, you probably aren't a part of my life anyway. So it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited about that. So again, in my email, I'm gonna put it all in there. You're gonna take a picture in blue, and you're gonna tell me if you know me, or even if you don't, just if you know someone who has alopecia, what was your thought? And last, before I leave, I'd like to say thank you so much to the alopecians that I continue to meet and get to know them. And we actually all have a lot of similarities in our feelings and things that we've went through, and we've actually become a support circle to each other. So for all of you girls, it's very nice to meet you, and my life is becoming fuller because I'm looking at people who look like me, and I feel not so much of an outcast anymore, because as I said in previous post, for a long time I was the only person I knew that had it, and it just feels really good to know that I have other people, and they're just as genuine, and they have their own stories, and it's just a blessing to have them be a part of my life. And that's really all I have for this week. And I know that when I get into these next posts with people in my life, just have your tissues ready, because I've already been preparing for these, and they're gonna talk about people that meant so much to me, and without them I can't even say if I would be sitting right here, because there were many times the depression was so heavy that I just wanted to kill myself, literally. And they don't know how important and how much I love them for the things that they did when they did not know they were doing them. And so I want to make sure that that is heard, and that will be something that's going to continue throughout my post, because there were people at many stages of my life starting in high school that had they not been there for me, I probably wouldn't be here. And moving into adulthood, if they had not been there for me, and when I say been there, like just praying for me, checking on me, asking me how I'm doing, just the everyday little things. I may not be a mother to my son right now. He may be he could have been motherless, and so that is something I'm very grateful for. So celebrate September, and send me your emails, send me your pictures, and I will start working on that, and I'll probably post a little bit more often in September so that I can get all those videos done. But I just want to say thank you for your support, and also go to the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, and if you can, donate, because there is no cure for alopecia, and so they're always taking donations. Go find more out about what it is, support the cause, and in return support me and all alopecians. So I love you all so much. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and I will see you soon. So be strong and be you.